actually on time. I was surprised. They either get lost or whatever the reason is.
Well, that's because I've been here.
You should come for every episode. Then you make life easy. Okay.
Yes.
Where do we begin? I know you from Skim Sam.
Yes.
And then on Scandal now.
Yes.
Do you have an agent or are you indie? You just.
I do have an agent. I'm
Yeah.
with Anna Canvas Cam.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's how you came into the game.
Okay. Skim Sam. When I got Skim Sam, I did not have an agent.
Okay.
But I got Scandal through an agent, and I got Abu Mam also through an agent.
Oh, right. Is it easier with having an agent, or is it like
It's easier. I think I usually tell people that I feel like it's the only way that you actually have to have an agent to get into the industry, because how are you going to know what BOM is producing? What are they currently working on? Because what they do is they send briefs to agents. So if you're sitting at home without an agent, how are you going to know? Because I feel like it's just the only way to get information. Yeah, because they don't do open auditions all the time. Hardly you get open auditions, and when you search on the net for auditions, there's nothing. There's nothing. So you have to have an agent.
Yeah, I asked because I spoke to Omunyu Mood, and they had a rather negative perception about agents, because they were saying agents, they don't really do much. You pay them and then they don't find you the jobs, or they find you the wrong jobs, and when they do find you jobs, they find you jobs, they don't pay you well, so it was kind of like, but that was one person's perception. So that's why I was, if you have one, and if
I do have an agent, and we have a really good working relationship.
Yeah,
like I'd never leave my agent. Like I'm that actor who's always like, yes, my agent will talk to you. Like
you're just loyal to you.
I'm very loyal because I understand it's the only way for me. I don't have connections.
Yeah. So it works for you.
Yeah, it works for me.
That's good and rare. A lot of people don't have, like I said, like someone like I signed with X and Y.
Yeah.
And
Also, some actors don't work on having a good relationship with their agents. Like you just take your staff. Okay, now they take me. I'm part of the family, and then that's it. You don't. When they send you to auditions, you don't come back and tell them how they went. Or just make an effort to make sure that there's that relationship between you and whoever is representing you.
Sure.
So they end up feeling neglected sometimes. Like you have to work on it.
Yeah.
You have to understand that you must bounce off each other. There must be that relationship, that magical relationship between your agent.
You and your agent.
Yeah, you must have meetings with your agents. Even Jay, not because you want something, just so that you tell them what's currently happening in your career, so that you guys get a chance to even structure your career, how it's going to work, what kind of jobs you're looking for, what are you hoping to get next year, is there a certain goal, a certain production that you want to go and be part of, those kind of things. So some people just chill and think agents are just there to just send briefs.
You just give me
to
the
just
work
send briefs. No.
And it's interesting you would say that, because you're one of the young actors, right? So in most cases, especially because you have a rather healthy online following, so one would assume, or no, you do. I looked on the gram. You have a healthy following, so it's easy, rather, let me say, for someone to assume, okay, since you have X amount of followers and people that know you and follow your moves, that you kind of would move around with that thing. Would say, as in, like, my fan base is gonna carry me through, and then like as a producer, you would be lucky to have or so and so. So it's interesting that you would have that mentality to, okay, like whatever, this is this, but this is work. I need an agent, someone who knows. So this is who to speak to when I need these kinds of jobs and all that. That's pretty scarce for young actors, because we had a few guests and they commented on this and saying, our actors really don't take the craft that seriously. It's just like almost like a pastime hobby. It's minus the answer, but you really don't treat it as a business or respect the craft.
Of course.
And as a result, things just, people don't. But yes, things happen. Things
do happen.
So before you came in, Skim Sam was the first show, right?
Yes, Skim Sam was my first television production.
Before that, you were a student or just?
No, not okay. I was actually a student, but I was studying education. I was doing something different. I was not studying performing or acting.
Oh yeah.
I was studying education when Skim Sam called me, but I auditioned before I started studying.
Oh. Okay.
And then they only called me 6 months into school. So they called me in June, and I auditioned I think November.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I was studying, but I am not formally trained to be a performer.
Yeah.
I come from an informal background of community theatre, hence I know Olive Tree.
Yeah.
So that's where I come from. But when Skim Sam called me, I was at school doing education.
You were studying. Okay. I asked that because I wanna. I'm not gonna ask you how much you get paid or you got paid. It's not that kind. But when you came in, when Skim Sam called you back, what factors informed the rate that they offered you, or was it a question of you can offer me whatever, I'll take it, and then I'll just work my way up as my brand grows, or was it a negotiation? It's okay, this is my minimum, or?
To speak the truth, when I came into the industry, I had no idea what they were going to pay me. I had no expectations, but I did do a bit of research because I didn't want to get there and not know anything. And obviously, they were offering me a principal contract. Because I was coming from KZN and I needed to stay this side, I needed to move, and it was a big character that was going to have a really big storyline. So they offered a principal contract, and obviously principal contracts, they have a starter, so like soapy actors earn around this amount, and they gave me that. They gave me like the most minimum amount. Which was a starter. It was fine. It was a starting salary. So that's what they offered me. It wasn't It wasn't based on calls or anything else. So which was much better because I wasn't gonna know how to negotiate calls.
When you get paid per call.
So there was gonna be a problem. So I was lucky because they just offered a principal contract and gave me a starting salary, which was basic, I think, for everyone who enters the soapy industry.
That's cool. Does it fluctuate accordingly, your rate, that is, from where you were when you came into Skim Sam to now? Okay, you've done X amount of time on that show, and then you're now doing this show. When you go to this next one, is the increase appropriate, normal? Is there like an issue of resistance, and you kind of have to really
well, we do try as actors to negotiate in that way. Believe me, we do try. No, but I've been on this show for this X amount of time. You try that, but it just depends. It just depends whether the production is willing to give you that or not. Sometimes they can give you even less what the other show gave you. That can happen.
I've seen, there have been those cases.
Yes.
Which is sad. Again, which is why we wanted to have this conversation with specifically a young actor, because it's always a trick to find the right way to say someone who's the experienced actors. They have their respective views, but more times than not, it's an interesting and different perspective from someone who's in the younger group. That growth and evolution of the rates, because I remember one of our guests, I think the first episode, she was speaking about the issue of specifically on Amarates again. She was saying how a lot of the legendary and the experienced actors they have such low rates, and
that's
and
true.
They don't get paid what they actually deserve based on the experience and their capability, their skill set. They still have to fight. Like I have a friend who she on a show, like I'm not gonna name names now, but on a show she's experienced. She has more than 2 decades in the industry, but she had to fight to get what is due to her, and whether it's the broadcaster or the production house, they were resisting and were like, no, we don't have that kind of budget, and when it was just like an issue, like, but what this person brings to the table.
But you still want this kind of actor.
You know what I mean? And then you refuse to pay them what's due. So I've always been interested in seeing or finding out if young actors would get the same kind of exploitation or disrespect in that regard. Would see you're young, so you really don't have much leverage to argue in. They kind of give you like you take it or leave it kind of offer. You know what I mean?
It happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Productions do it. Like, I know people who are more experienced than me who still get offered like 1.5 per call, which is ridiculous. It's like,
It's crazy.
but they still offer. They still do it.
Yeah.
It happens. But
And like, because that's always the guess. People have to live like that. And we spoke to Nobuntu, last guest, about that issue of how you see these people on TV and you have this, oh my God, Nozuko is a great actress. I love her. Her character is again. Go back to the social media. You look at your followers because that attests to the people that actually know you and are exposed to your work. So you see, Uslomuntu actually is doing something right to be able to grab that much attention, but still these producers and whatnots, they downplay
paid.
that, like whatever, you get 1.5.
And people have expectations, you know, and then they see Nozuko in a taxi, they're like, hi, Wayne,
TV,
you're supposed to have a car. I'm like, I can't afford it.
It's
you
crazy.
know? I can't afford it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So you're happy you with the way that you're for right now, the way it's moving your career and how you're getting paid and due based on your experience and what you've done and all of that.
Well,
I love rocking the boat.
you're so bad. Like I don't even know what to say. It's complicated and it's always complicated. Honestly, I'm sure that most actors feel that we are not being paid what we're worth and what we deserve, and would love
by far. The recent issue at court again with the amendment that kind of speaks volumes to it as well.
Yes.
Like the way it happens, like you get paid trinkets and then your image gets used over and over and over, and you still don't.
And you're so famous. Botswana people are like, hello. But you know, people know you, but you don't know how come now, and you have nothing to show.
Yeah.
You know, you have nothing. You don't have money.
It gets back out here.
It's rough.
Have you ever thought about just maybe this isn't it?
No.
And picking up something else on
Never.
the side. Actors do that. Actors, a lot of our
This
actors,
is it.
This is. I love that. A lot of actors. It's okay. You act on whatever your schedule is, and then on the side you do this hustle, and then on the side, and it's fine. I applaud that. But in a lot of cases, it's not necessarily because they want to do these things on the side, but it's just because you have to make a living, and what you get paid on the show as this thing is not enough. And that for me has always been a problem, especially for shows as big as Skin Sound is massive, right? Scandal is massive, and Uzalo is massive, and whatever. These are big shows. These are like, they bring in a healthy revenue stream to these people. So when you find the people that actually are on the ground and doing the work, they aren't getting paid their due. It speaks to a very serious issue in our industry.
Yeah. Well, it's not only just the big shows. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything in this country. Well, most productions don't have budget. Even if it's just a series for 6 weeks, they still don't have budget. They're gonna tell you they don't have budget. So I think it's just a problem across the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the theory as to why.
I don't know. Maybe it's a problem across South Africa.
That too.
You know,
that too, yeah.
It could be a national problem.
Yeah.
It's not actually to say productions are doing this. Also, they have a business to maintain. They have a business to run. You know, they have other expenses. They have other things to cover. And and there's crew. Crew also needs to get paid. Crew also needs to be happy. There's just a lot that goes behind production. And we don't know if really there's no budget or not. I don't know.
I have no trust issues.
I don't know.
There's something shady.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, producers also need to keep that business flowing.
Yeah. So as an actor, this is, as you said, like, this is all you do. This is what you have. This is what you're devoted to. Personally, what do you feel needs to go into the conversation when we're negotiating or figuring out what your rate is, like right now? Like, you know, if we were to say, okay, we want to cast Nozuko for this, like, what would you put on the table? Like, you know.
Well, I'd say talent, experience also. Yeah, talent and experience.
Yeah.
If I've played lead, like if I'm always playing lead, obviously I've got something, you know.
No.
Obviously I'm worth something, you know. So now if you're gonna cast me, give me what I'm worth. I'm a lead actor. That's the kind of actor, that's the caliber of actor that I am.
Yeah.
And I expect to be paid like
Lead
that.
actor.
Yeah, lead
It's
actor, you know, remuneration.
Yeah.
So I expect that. So.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, just talent and experience. Just be fair.
Yeah. You're not a fan of the social media element.
There's social media. I forgot about it.
Wow. Wow.
The thing is,
just cut this one. Yeah.
Oh yes. I don't think so. I don't think
You don't
social
think it
media.
should count?
Maybe I'm still gonna get on with the times, but for now, I don't think social media.
Are you not big on it, or?
I'm
is
not
it
big
like
on social
personal
media.
type of thing?
It confuses me so much. Even today, I'm
How?
still like, I just post pictures and just leave them there. That's all I do. I don't tweet. I don't say anything.
What? So, your following is purely based on your work, then?
Yes, it's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Really, thank you.
Those are good. No, those are good numbers for someone who doesn't use it that much. Is not that clued up on it.
Thank
like
you.
those are. I work with Twitter. type of numbers. Do you know? Do you know what I
No,
mean?
I don't.
Like that's why.
I don't.
That's why I asked if you don't feel like that.
No, I
factors
don't. I
in.
don't think so. I think because anyone can be big on social media, guys.
That's true.
You know,
You don't have to be a
this
celebrity.
acting thing is real. We are actors. You know.
You need to tell that to a lot of people.
We are actors.
we spoke with Phil, and I asked him the same thing about people getting jobs based on their social media following and their online presence. And he spoke of Umosha, and he said, well, you know, if we be blunt, Umosha is on the Queen because of his, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's on record.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm speaking on it. But you know, he was speaking to that, and his perspective was, it's fine because you know, at the end of the day, like you just said, this is business, so we need to bring in numbers, and so every other person, or not every other person, but every now and then you might want to, okay, let's bring this person just for the rates and the views and whatever, so we can balance it out and then have another type of talent. I understood it. I don't necessarily agree. I'm not a fan, but I get it. Again, on the argument of it's business and whatnot. So I'm gonna ask: would you take a role if you knew that you were predominantly being casted for your following?
Yes, I'm in South Africa. I need a job.
Damn.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't think with the experiencing now I can just say I won't take a job because of this and that and that, unless I feel that emotionally I can't, because I take my job very serious, and with every character I approach, I actually want to know how is this character, what is it going to do, how is the audience going to receive it, it's like what change is it going to do to the people. So I usually ask myself those kind of questions and try to navigate and find those kind of things in the character.
For sure.
So if really that thing of being casted because of my social media following, if it's really heavy on my soul, then I wouldn't do it. But just thinking about it right now, I think I would. I need money. I need a job.
It's a good enough reason.
Yeah, it's a good enough reason. And also, like, our industry is just not open enough. You know, if there's a production that's willing to take me, it's cool.
Yeah.
And because I'm willing to tell a story, you know, and I'll be happy.
That's true, and that's another one that always keeps popping up. The size of the industry is far too small.
Yeah, it's very small.
It's ridiculous. So much so that it raises more questions than anything. We'd have an industry that small with so few people and institutions at the top. Our broadcasters, our lead production houses. There's so much money circulating amongst a few people, but it never spills down to the actual people, the crew, the crew members, the directors and the actors and the extras and all of these. So somehow it stays like a cloud up there in a small industry.
It becomes so complicated because now we read on newspapers and we hear on TV and Twitter that also these broadcasters are broke. So now, I don't know, but it becomes so complicated.
If everyone is broke,
if everyone
what's
is just
happening?
broke, I don't know, but I'm just saying that
Yeah.
it's things we hear. That also the
True.
broadcasters are broke.
So you're like,
So now, like,
what? It's something shady.
something needs to happen, though.
It's something shady.
Something needs to happen.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like the one of the key solutions that keep coming up is us doing for self now as artists or as actors and as writers and so on and so forth. Because I think what the essay industry is showing us, it's been showing us, but now it's kind of like very hard to ignore, is that our interests are not looked out for. Outside of us, nobody's really concerned about how we're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's okay. You
That's
know,
true.
actors will just their dime a dozen. If you don't want the job, I'll give it to her. If she doesn't want the job, I'll give it and I'll pay
Yeah,
her
and
cheap.
that really hurts.
It
That
really-
hurts because also during negotiations, sometimes you find yourself in a position where just take it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I don't think if it's negotiations, it shouldn't be like that because we're negotiating.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be take it or leave it
No.
kind of thing. Yeah, so that's really not nice.
It
It's
needs
a
to
big
be a
problem.
conversation.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
I'm happy with what's currently happening. Like I'm
Yeah.
happy with what Saga is doing. The
Oh,
fact
yeah.
that they're trying to amend the law.
Yeah.
Now that's really nice.
It's-
It means actors are waking up.
Yeah.
We are moving. Now we know we need to stand for our industry and we need to fight. Like I
Yeah.
always say, you need to stand for something. And
For
if
sure.
you're not standing for your passion, then what?
Expensive.
Then what? We need to be comrades now. I feel like it's that time where we need to show that we're gonna fight.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's not only about us, but it's for our sisters who are coming, who are going to be actresses, and our brothers who are going to be actors. We need to fight, and our generation is even more fortunate because we are so woke. Like all of us are woke, so we are
Thank
the
you,
people who are
Twitter.
going to change the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm quite positive, and I'm really happy with what's currently happening.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I really do. And I think again, as you're saying, actors and creators are now waking up to the reality. With we've lost so many great icons,
And they were
they
broke.
left with nothing. But at every corner of this country, they were known, loved, and respected. So this thing doesn't add up. And I think it's important the generation of actors and performers now to take that responsibility, because it's not it's one of those things. It becomes bigger than the individual, even if you are personally like getting paid a decent amount, but like your co-star,
Your co-star is
you can
not.
see it.
That's
like,
true, because
yo,
I may be getting paid, I may be
Yeah.
sitting here and getting paid, but I have to know that it's not just about me.
yeah.
It's not about me.
Yeah, because that is the whole divide and conquer. Like if I pay you enough, then you can just I just come on set, I do my thing, and then I'm out. So it's okay for the perpetrators, whether it be the producers or the production or the broadcasters, then to say, well, okay, it's fine. We just pay her the good amount, and then everybody else can get scraps. Then we save the percentage alone. And I think that issue of AMA rates and figuring out those at a very early stage, from coming in, so as in this is how I'm working, and then making sure that they grow consistently, it sets the precedence for, again, the ones that are coming afterwards. Oh no, but she got that amount on her debut, so let's have a conversation based on that. And it pains. It really does pain, because I've seen a lot of great actors, even now, not even in past. Like there are a lot of great actors on screen that you see, and they bring it every day on these shows, but immediately that they take home is like, wow, okay.
Yeah, and there are other challenges also. Now you're not being paid, and you're trying to go to you're trying to get other jobs, you're trying to get into another show, but you can't because you look like this certain show.
Damn.
And because the industry is smart.
Damn.
Because now you are the face of this show. You've been with this show for years.
Yeah.
My agent was telling me, Guti, something just happened. Like an actor was in a show probably 10 years ago, or maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah.
She can't get casted for this other show because now she was on the other show because she looks like the other show. It happened 7 years ago, guys.
She looks like, what does that even mean?
It just means when you think of this show, you think of this person. It happens.
Wow.
If you've been with the show for a long time, it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
So they're like, no.
So you can't get jobs now because you look like that other show.
So now you must stuff.
So being good is a curse. You get penalized for actually doing it. You get penalized for doing what you were hired to do.
Yeah, it's quite complicated.
That's
it's
right.
quite complicated, but we do need to grow the industry.
That is deep.
Yeah, we have a long
deep.
way to go.
Yeah. Would you are you interested in venturing into a handful of actors and whatnot? Even it happens in music. Let me not make it sound like it's just acting. When artists, you come in as an artist and then like, you know what, I think I want to start my own. I want to be a writer. I want to be a director. Are you in that lane or field of thinking, or are you just I just want to act? And
Okay, acting is my first love. It's my everything. I just want to act until the day they put me down. I just want to act, but I'm also passionate about theatre and education.
Oh.
So that's what I'm interested in. So
Yeah.
I want to own my own theatres. Astiang is my person. She's done it already.
She's the truth.
So so that's what I want. I hope one day I get a chance to go study theatre overseas. I hope God blesses me.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yes, yes.
Without question, definitely.
Yes. So that's what I want. I'm passionate about theatre, film and television. I just want to act. Yeah, I just want to act. I think that's all. I just want to act.
As need. Is as an actor, is everything you do, because the industry that we're in and the way that we're judged and all of these things are calculated, everything matters. It's all intertwined. Your personal and private life becomes, it's like a mesh. So would you say everything that you do in some way, shape or form influences the money you get paid or how you get paid? I'm saying, you saying you want to venture into theatre and teaching and all of that. If we were to say, for argument's sake, now you study theatre, and whether you open your own theatre or you write a play on the side, would that influence the amount of money that you get paid for another show that you get casted for? Or is it like it's totally independent and this is totally separate?
Sure. I think it would be separate, but also what matters is talent and experience as an actor.
Oh yeah.
You know, who I teach outside, it doesn't matter.
You
know, how many theaters I have, you know, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
What matters is the kind of experience and the kind of talent I have as an actor.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing I can be judged based on.
What you bring to the
what I
table
bring to
for
that
this.
audition room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's how I like to look at things. I hope it's like that. I really pray and hope it's like that.
I feel like you live in this necessary space, this uncontaminated.
No, guys.
I say that because there's so many people, and this is not a shot or an insult to any one particular person, but I'm observant by nature. I love fly on the wall perspective. There are so many people that when they walk into a room and that negotiation is being had about how much they would get paid, that conversation was no, but I've done 1, 2, 3, I've been A, B, and C, I've done da da da, I've done da da da. So we need to take all of these things into account when you
negotiate.
You know, because I think the argument or that position would come from, I am now exposed to a wider audience because of these things that I've done on the side.
Of course,
So
but
I bring that to the table, kind of.
I think that just depends on the producers if they allow such, you know, also.
Yeah.
Because if you're just casting for a role, you're casting for a role and you already have a certain budget for whether it's a lead or support, because that also matters.
Yeah.
Who the person is, I mean, I'd like to look at it. It only matters what the influence they have as an actor.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're teaching theater and they own theaters, I don't see how it can have any influence on your contract. I don't see it. Maybe when I'm in that position, you know, my mind will open up, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see any of my producers caring about that. I don't know. Because also as a producer, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot happening.
What are you bringing to the table, period?
What matters is your talent and your experience as an actor. I think we should be judged on that.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. I think that is, because that would separate the actual thespians from those that kind of like, I just want to be on screen.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's true.
It makes it
actually,
easier
yeah.
for you to ride the wave with no. I've done. A,
Yeah,
B,
who
C.
are you as an actor? Because you are coming to us to act, right?
Yeah.
So who are you as an actor?
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
that speak. That must speak.
That's a harsh truth. Harsh truth, because I'll say this: there are actors in this country that have been on TV for years, and personally, I don't think they're half decent actors.
You don't play, eh? You don't play.
I don't. Like they've been there, and part of the reason why I would say that they've been on screen, because the industry is again so small. Once you've actually made it on TV, it's kind of like easier to use you because you've been seen, as opposed to getting someone on the outside who's a fresh face. Because now this is also happening, that culture of just recycling people for different campaigns and different shows, because you've been hyped and trending on this show. I also want you on my show, and you've been on my show.
Typecast people now.
You know, so it's not. Then it stops being about talent and it starts being about, oh no, but she's an easier sell because a lot of people see her. So I feel like actors, again, not all of them. It's not all of them. My personal opinion, some we've seen them for many years, but like right now, I'd watch them on screen. I'm like, no, you're not. For me, you're not doing it. Like you've got 10 plus years. I would assume in 10 years you've actually grown as an actor, right? You're untouchable. But after so long, then it's just consistent. And I think I'm saying that to speak and attest to what you're saying, Wuti. I think when we start looking at all of these extra things and we start trying to blow ourselves up and make a heftier rate, we lose sight of, but what are you bringing to the table? Are you actually an exceptional actor?
Yeah.
Forget what you've done and all of it's fine. But as an actor, are you incredible? Or can you deliver this role?
Yes.
Or is it just a question
Yeah.
of
Or can you just deliver this role, you know?
Yeah.
Just perform, you know? For me, it's purely about talent. I'm in love. I'm in love of talent. I love talented people.
It's amazing.
And which is great, because now the people that are coming in the industry, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of
It's
talent.
insane. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a lover of talent. So I also, when I audition, I assume that all of us will be judged based on our talent.
Yeah.
And when someone else gets the role, I'm like, well done, cool.
Yeah.
You know, next time, because we're all talented beings.
Yeah.
So I think we get confused, gay, when social media comes and all these things, when you just mix everything.
Boy,
up.
do we get confused.
We get so confused.
Yeah.
About who we are and what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, and it's one of those monsters, and it gets tricky again when you say someone like you who's really passionate about what they do, because more times than not, the industry kind of likes to throw that gas in your face. If I am an artist, then they kind of have a tendency to use that to exploit you. No, but you're an artist, so imali, you'll get it, like da 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 da. And they kind of have this idea with some priorities are some way because
we're passionate.
Like she just loves it. She does it for the love. She doesn't do it for the money. And so you can get away with it. No, it's fine. We'll just give her this great show and we'll package this thing like that, and then we'll pay her less than what she deserves, and like it happens and we see it.
Passion does not put food on the table.
It does. This is what I love about us, this generation. Not disrespect to the older ones, but we have that, like, yo, let Ndie, give me my check.
Because we saw what happened to our parents.
Yeah.
We saw them. We exposed
It's fun. South Africa is this beautiful thing. If we hit you with the legend status, we can get away with anything. Like, I can rip you off 9 ways to Sunday, and then I'm gonna come and say, you are a legend. We are honored to have you. You are. And then, people feel like, oh yeah, I'm a legend. I'm a legend. And then I'm a legend. And then I'm a legend. And then I can't even pay my bills or da da da. And so I think what I love about us.
There's no legacy.
Yeah, exactly. No legacy. And I think we're that generation now that even with the actors, like you're saying, speaking on the talent, it's kind of that disruptive energy that we're kind of like, yo, no. The conformity and the structure of this thing, we're beautifully rebelling against it, because now we see as in, no, you're playing me. Like, I'd rather do this thing on my own. And so again, that's why you get people their bloggers and this and that, and everybody's just coming up on their own stand. I think that is beautiful. I think that is one of the, if not the only way that we really make it out of this mess. When you create for self, and then your value is something that you established. So when corporate or whoever comes to you, it's a different conversation when we're sitting at the table, because you bring something. You're not just I act.
You're not just an actor.
Yeah, but it's real. So, all in all, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm just gonna ask you, as an actor in South Africa, in the South African television and film industry today, on the issue of rates basically, and money, and how people are being paid, and would you say we're in a good or bad space, and are we going in the right direction, or do we still have a long way? Your actor's opinion. I'm not an actor.
Just
so
my opinion.
Yeah, I'm someone, I come from, I'm just like, I'm curious.
It's so complicated, because it just depends on a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, first let's open the industry, you know. Let's just have more people creating.
Yeah.
Also, like, people must try and make money, because they're saying they broke, you know. Can we fix those kind of things?
Yeah.
Also, like, our broadcasters, they must stop saying they broke. They're scaring us.
Yeah.
No, they're scaring us. I think we have a long way to go. I think we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
If our elders, the people who look up to, if they're still complaining, if they're still not feeling like they're not being paid, Tina gay, you know.
Sinking in.
Tina gay. I'm just trying to collect experience for now, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do. But still, I'm complaining. I'm not happy with what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So imagine someone who has been in the industry. So I think we have a long way to go. We have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have to be comrades now. We need to fight.
Yeah.
We need to get to the bottom of things.
It's necessary.
Yeah, now we need to fix things. So we can have a nicely working industry. If Nigeria can do it.
Again, I was saying to Nobuntu last
we can do it, guys.
Nigeria always comes up. She's like,
we
yeah,
can
they have to.
do it. They have to, because
it's amazing.
We can. I believe we can.
Well, easily we can.
We can easily.
Easily.
Do it.
And I think what we should take from them, and others have said this again before, they actually took control of what they created. It wasn't about government. It was about them, like directors and writers. They were like, yo, I have a story.
It was about what they are able to produce, and they just went for it.
And I feel like we need to, as creatives, we in South Africa, we need to figure that out. As in, for a minute, let's talk with these broadcasters. We are talent, right? We have direct access to the people. Let's build something with that, and let's see how we can move forward. And then whoever's coming is coming. Whoever wants to get left behind gets left behind. But we create this thing that belongs to us, that we control, and works the way that we need it to work.
Yes,
as opposed to just hire me, buy my, or anything like that. But yeah, okay, I think that's a good. I don't want to milk it until it feels like we're just grasping at straws. I think that cuts a conversation. We're good.